The topic which we will gonna discuss our today. So I'm welcoming all of you to my class. Then the class is presented by Anik, is the junior teacher, based on school and college, and designation as you can see. So here is the topic which we will gonna discuss today. So after seeing these three pictures, you can guess what is our today's topic. So here you can see women is having treatment from a health care assistant, and then you can see some students are reading in a library. Okay. Then moving on to the next slide, here you can see today we will gonna discuss about overpopulation impact on education. So as far you all know, education is a very important thing, and it is one of the basic human rights. So how overpopulation does impact on education, you can see. I'm pointing out some points about how overpopulation impact or have impact on education. You all know that education is play an important role in our society, but unfortunately, 27.70% of our total population is still illiterate. Oh, it's a massive number. So 27.70% people are still illiterate in our country. So it's a massive number, and we are a developing country. So this rate doesn't show that we are making a good progress. Okay, then the next point, due to lack of resources for education is not sufficient enough in Bangladesh. Even the amount of educational institutions and other facilities is not up to the mark. So here you can see there is a lot of lack in the resources for education. For example, you have to have some quality education institutions, as well as we have to have some facilities in the education institutions for building up a nice environment for having a good educational system. But unfortunately, our institutions are not up to the mark where you can gauge or where you can have quality education. Then the third quotation, you can see, having large families and bad financial conditions, most of the parents cannot send to school to the children's reason they cannot afford the expenses. So here you can see that for the bad financial condition and having a large family, the parents are unable to send their children to the school because they cannot afford the expenses. Okay, and if you can see in the in our condition, the private and educational institutions require a lot of money, and it is very difficult for the poor family to afford the expenses. And also in the government schools or government institutions, there is also some expenses which is very necessary for the children. If a family is large and they have bad financial condition, it is very difficult for them to carry on their children's education. Then moving forward to the last point, here you can see at the same, most of the children have to drop out to help the family as they can bear the expenses of education. So there is a wise saying, or I should say that there is an important topic which we have to understand, and which we have to get in our mind, that in our country's social environment, many people are still illiterate and they are also living below poverty rate. So the children have to support their family. So the children have to support their family, and the children have to support their father or mother to run the family. So ultimately, they are dropping out from the school and they are engaging in some small or they are engaging in some work so that they could earn something and they could support their family. So here are the four quotations how overpopulation have impact on education, because having large families, they cannot send their children to the school, because having large family, children have to support their family for bear the family expenses. So this is really difficult purpose, and this is very difficult situation for us to send their children or to remove illiteracy from our society, because our society is still in the below poverty rate. Okay, so we are now moving forward to the next quotation. Here you can see these are the things we had discussed. In the first picture, you can see some students are reading, but they are not getting proper support, and they are not having a good condition, and their school situation is not up to the mark. And then the next one, you can see our children is reading, but ultimately also his situation, his financial situation is not up to the mark. You can see on the pictures. And the third one, that children is working in a tea shop, I should say. So in a tea shop, he is working for support his family, for giving support to his family. So here are the situation of our country. Then we are moving forward to the next slide. Here you can see how overpopulation impact on health. So this is a very serious issue, that how we are impacting by the overpopulation on our health situation. Bangladesh is densely populated country, as you know, but the number of doctors and other medical service facilities is inadequate. So during the situation of COVID, you can see this, that the medical service facilities and the doctor facilities and the numbers are not equal, and this is inadequate. So the size of our population is rapidly increasing, but the healthcare services is totally below average. So here you can see our population is rapidly growing day by day, but the thing is we are not able to make a proper healthcare services. So this is a lag for us. Due to lack of medical services is not good enough, poor people, especially suffering from many diseases. So poor are not getting proper medical cure, and they are not getting proper medical support, because our medical service support is having lack. Poor health condition means they cannot go to outside to earn money that directly impact country's economy and their family condition. So poor health condition means that they cannot go outside to earn money. If a people is poor and his health is not well, how can he go outside and how can he earn money for his family? So it is directly impacting on our country's economy. So here is the impact of health, which is overpopulation directly giving on our economical condition. Okay, then we will move forward to the next slide. Here you can see many people is sleeping. In the first picture, you can see many people are gathering, and they are having a conversation with the medical support staffs or with a medical doctor. But the thing is, this number is inadequate. Then the next pictures you can see here, some people are sleeping. As she said, this is a place, maybe they are having trouble because this is a place, maybe it's a hospital, a government hospital, where finding a seat is very difficult because we are a lot of in number, but there is a limited seat on our government medicals. But in the private medicals, poor people cannot go because they will unable to I should say, they will unable to bear the expenses of the private medical. So it is very difficult for them to go to the private medicals. Then you can see the next pictures. Children is sick. He is having fever, but he is having treatment in his home or in our home. So this is showing that our medical sectors or our healthcare system is not up to the mark. Okay, so we are moving forward to the next para. So here you can see how overpopulation impact on environment. So it's a very important topic. You know that overpopulation is straight. They are having impact on our environment. Overpopulation badly affect on the environment due to population size is increasing day by day, but the number of shelter is not enough. So we all know that our shelter number is not enough because we are large in number, but our area is fixed. As people are not getting enough place to make their shelter or houses, that's why they have to start cutting down trees and destroying forests. So it's a very important topic, as what I say. So for building up the shelter or for building up their houses, they have to cut down trees in a random number. So they are destroying the forest, and as well as they're destroying the trees, which means they are straightly impacting on our environment. Then the third part I can see, due to environmental imbalance, people are facing many problems like floods, storms, drought cycle, and others. Because trees prevent us from many natural calamities. So ultimately, we are destroying trees for meet up the problem of the shelter problem. So we are destroying trees, and ultimately, it is causing imbalance in our environment. Then the fourth one, we can see climate change. Change means number of population is increasing, like air is polluted by toxic gases, water is polluted by harmful chemicals. So we are polluting the water, we are polluting the air because of the because of increasing number of people. Why? Because you can see our air is polluted by us. How? We are destroying trees for making our shelter, but ultimately trees is the storehouse of carbon dioxide. But ultimately trees are not able to gauge the carbon dioxide. See, air is polluting. Thanks for your attention. So here was our today's topic. If you find this helpful, and if you haven't subscribed our channel yet, just press the subscribe button and press the bell icon. Then you will get every message from us, every notification from us. Thank you very much. Thanks for having attention. Thanks a lot.